social media has become an inseparable organ of the society. Most of us begin our day by surfing Instagram or WhatsApp and checking if we have missed anything at night. Even our government is looking towards digitization, and digital India is the future. Everything was going great till WhatsApp Inc. came up with a new privacy policy, and this privacy policy virtually turned Indian users upside down. This is because the privacy policy stated that most of the data from WhatsApp now will be shared with Facebook and will now be integrated with Facebook, thereby monetizing Facebook and using the data for advertisements. And what's more is the privacy policy read that if you accept the policy, you may use WhatsApp. But if you don't, then this is what you have to do.
Go away.
So hello everyone, this is Aniket Barve. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about personal data protection and social media. The privacy policy which I mentioned earlier has another interesting feature. The privacy policy is different for European Union and is totally different for India, rather more strict for India. As far as European Union is concerned, there are no changes to the WhatsApp policy as on date. And what's the reason for these so-called double standards? So the main reason lies in the next slide. Let's get started. The law on the point. United Kingdom or the European Union as a whole has the GDPR 2018 or General Data Protection Rules 2018. Even the United States of America has Federal Trade Commission rules and a separate Privacy Act and a combination of such legislations that govern data privacy and personal data protection. But when we come to India, that's a big question mark. And that kid with a confusing remark or confusing emotions is the answer that we have for law on the point in India. Yes, you have guessed it right. We don't have a personal data protection law as yet in India. In 2019, the draft bill, which is still under construction, was tabled before the Lok Sabha and is still under review before a joint parliamentary committee. As we all know, social media entities are basically advertisement agencies. They collect data from the users and they provide such advertisements that are relevant to the user's preferences and accordingly flash suitable advertisement so that the consumers or the users spend more and more time on their platforms. So to further underline the importance of having a personal data protection law in India, I would like to elaborate upon two concepts which have been very well incorporated by the GDPR 2018 of the European Union. They go as under: number one is data anonymization, and the second is data pseudonymization. So data anonymization is defined as a process by which data is rendered anonymous in such a way that the data subject is not identifiable. So data subject is users in general. The second is data pseudonymization. It is the process by which the personal data is processed in such a way that it can no longer be identified with respect to a specific attribute of the data subject. Now it will be difficult to understand these concepts by plain reading of the law, and therefore I would try to elaborate the same with an example. A Limited is a company selling goods and it wants to increase its market share and therefore plans to have strategies accordingly. Therefore, it employs a third party, B Limited, who is a data analyst or an advertising agency for purpose of analyzing the consumer behavior and the buying patterns. But there is a catch here. If the entity A Limited shares all the data, including the name of the consumer, the addresses, the phone number, etc., this will be a breach of privacy. And therefore, they have to ensure that they have to remain in the law and at the same time also do their analysis for purpose of the strategy building. So taking a simple data set of name of the customer and the product which he has purchased. So if we want to ensure complete anonymization, then we have to erase totally the name of the customers. So what remains is only the products which he has purchased, and this is the relevant information for purpose of analysis. But if we see, only having the data of the products purchased may not be enough for analyzing the behavior of the customers. So the solution to this is pseudonymization. So pseudonymization uses a pseudonym for each customer. So this may be a random number or alphanumeric character. So in this example, as we can see, A now becomes 2135. So directly, Mr. A is not identified, but it is given a certain pseudonym. So this process of pseudonymization, though, ensures that the identity of the customers is not revealed, but still it uses certain information which can help the analyst to analyze the customer preferences. And we cannot say that this is totally anonymized data. So let's take up an example of WhatsApp. WhatsApp recently announced that the messages will be end-to-end encrypted. This means that WhatsApp is not aware of our messages and WhatsApp doesn't read our messages. But is the message content the only attribute for purpose of analysis? Time for which I chat with another person, the frequency of chatting, and so on will be certain attributes which also matter for analysis. And therefore, we may conclude that end-to-end encryption is not totally safe. So just taking an example, if I text to my family member or friends, then there will be bilateral talk for a longer duration. If I text to my boss, it will be largely a unilateral conversation where my boss gives me instructions and I say yes sir or I'll get it done. And the third example is a bit interesting. I text hi to my crush and she immediately blocks me. So frequency, time, and other details are as relevant as the content of the message which is shared. So as we are discussing all this, many of you might have this legitimate question. So what's wrong and what's the harm in all this? Because if I'm interested in cricket and I follow 3 to 4 pages of cricket on Instagram, and the Instagram algorithm quickly recognizes the same, and it ensures that I get 10 to 20 different cricket pages as a suggestion, then it's actually helping me by judging my preferences. But what's right and what's beneficial today might be a detriment tomorrow. And more so, we have to determine that to what extent we will allow an impersonal algorithm to control our lives. Talking from an Indian perspective, the government of India is pushing forward the Digital India mission, and the main targets are access to technology and employment generation. But we have to also consider that the social media giants are not looking at technology from these spectacles itself. So employment generation and access to technology may be one of the attributes which are taken into account by the social media giants, but they definitely have much broad spectrum and a number of things in store for us. And it's important for us to wake up and consider the importance of social media beyond access of technology and employment opportunities, but with a different perspective. We know that the Indian government has drafted a strong worded letter to WhatsApp criticizing its double standards over the new privacy policy. But before this criticism, we also need to understand that we don't have any standards in place for purpose of personal data protection. And therefore, I conclude by saying that it is an urgent need of the hour to have a personal data protection law in place. So thank you for watching. If you find this information relevant, do share it with your friends. Thank you very much.